welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in pop culture. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie.
I'm Beto O'Rourke. Hi, everyone.
Today we're going to talk about why Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul are sending Breaking Bad fans into a frenzy, what CBS This Morning host Gayle King asked when she spoke to the head of Instagram, and how you can get an Italian grandma delivered to your home. Plus, etiquette expert and consultant Myka Meier joins the table. But first...
July 4th celebrations are around the corner, and there's no better way to kick it off than with some signature drinks from award-winning mixologist and cocktail expert Pam Witznitzer, who is also our best friend.
You're our best friend.
We love you.
Because you get us drunk before noon.
Yeah, and this is so exciting because this is the first time we're having a multi-step stage. Like, we're gonna have some fun right now.
Yeah, I prepped you guys first. I was
I'm
like,
so
we're
excited.
getting interactive because I think, first off, happy Pride.
Happy
Everybody.
Pride.
And almost happy July 4th. And I think the whole thing about July 4th is like entertaining, right? Because we're throwing barbecues, we're throwing house parties, and you're like, I don't want to spend so much money, and how do I do it more creatively than making a big fruit punch, right? So I've got some really cool tricks, and it's all about like doing it together, right? So we have a few things here. So first we have old fashions in a can, which is really cool. So a lot of times you can just like DIY it by having things that are pre-prepped, a pre-prepped cocktail. And so this is Low and Low Rock and Rise. What's really great is it's got the whiskey and it's got the sugar like already in there in the right proportions. And if you want to take it like one step above, you can have a little bitters bar in front where people add their own type of bitters into it. So we got some like
like
really
a normal
cool
size
flavors.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Allie size,
Normal
right?
size can.
Yeah. So it's really cool. It's just an easy way to like.
So good.
Yeah, have a
Can I drink it like straight out of here?
straight up,
Oh my God.
out of the can.
Straight up now,
That's
tell me.
fantastic. You know how many of these are just taken at Central Park and I wouldn't reappear until like 5 p.m.
It's delicious.
Totally. It's like perfect on the go.
Oh, this is so good. I just want to like launch some of these into the audience.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to?
You get an
Wanna
old fashioned.
Don't sue me. If I throw it at you, don't sue me.
And this is so great
Okay,
because
you
I
look
feel
like
like
you're
it's
gonna Never mind.
it's easily movable, transportable, but also if you're hosting something, everyone can deal with it themselves,
Yeah.
figure it out.
You want less fuss. You might be at the grill. You might just want to
Strong.
catch up with your friends.
Right.
You might want to drink in the corner and cry because like everyone's there and you're like can't handle the pressure.
That happens. That happens.
You're like, I want to see the fireworks. Leave me alone.
then you
So if that's not enough for you, another idea is actually having a whiskey bar. I think something that's great about America is that like bourbon is actually a creation in America,
Yeah.
but there's so many other types of
It's
whiskey
nice
out
that we
there.
have something.
We do have something. We invented something. you know?
One thing is good about
We have
America.
one good
So
thing in
strong.
our backyard. So this is an example of a really cool whiskey bar, and these are whiskeys from across America.
Wow.
So we got our classic bourbon over here from Woodford Reserve. And what I've done is I've actually made little place cards, so you don't have to do any work. No one has to ask you a question. No one needs to like inquire like what's the proof level, where's it from, you know? And you actually can put a fun little fact about each bottle so people actually like to interact with the bar. So this one's really cool. So Elizabeth McCall is one of the first and youngest female master distillers in the United States for Woodford Reserve, which is really cool.
That's so cool.
That's such a cute, fun
fantastic.
party idea that's easy, but I could see being so interactive and enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and again, it takes the fuss off of you. Everyone interacts on their own, and then you can do other cool things such as giving everyone their own shot glass that you let them decorate on their own, so you're not reusing little plastic shot glasses anymore.
Love
So
it.
I did the effort
I
for you
love that.
guys.
That's
So
beautiful.
sweet.
Yeah, and other really fun whiskeys, like we have New York Distilling's Ragtime Rye made right here in Brooklyn, so you can just head over there and go see it. And then we have Westward, which is really great from Portland, Oregon. It's an American single malt, which is a cool new category that's on the rise.
Right.
Love that. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
I feel like you always teach us so much about alcohol.
Yeah.
I usually just drink it, you know?
Yo, that's the whole point. I teach, you drink.
That's my
But
job.
with you, we think it.
Yeah.
Like one step above. But you may want to make a cocktail for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yes, because I'm a big
Let's do
cocktail
it.
maker. Let's
Brittany,
go.
you're so great, but we're going to bring a new bartender up this week.
Passing the torch.
All right.
Thank you.
come on.
Thank you so
Good luck.
much.
Have fun.
I'm just gonna sit over here and
Okay, let's see if I can do this.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
great. So cocktails don't have to be tough. I like to make them dummy proof in some ways, but still full of flavor, right?
It's me.
And I also like to keep it thematic. So we're doing a red, white, and blue cocktail for the 4th
Because we
of
love
July.
America.
Most of the time. And this is really great. So we're gonna start with just a bit of blueberries at the bottom. So it's gonna give us our blue. So add it at the bottom. And these are just, you know, you can get any type of glass. I use mason jars just because they're really easy to get. They're very inexpensive as well. And next thing we're gonna do is load up with ice. So you're gonna add ice all the way to the top. That's going to jam pack the blueberries to the bottom so they don't rise up when we make our drink. So I'm gonna do mine, and you're just gonna copy everything that I do.
That makes it a lot easier for
Yeah.
me.
So a big thing about making cocktails for all of you out there is that sometimes it's hard to measure the proportions and sizes. And I get it, the things that bartenders use jiggers, that's tough. You can use a shot glass, all right? Average shot glass is either an ounce or an ounce and a half, and you can use that as proportion sizes to make your drink. So we're gonna each use a shot glass to construct this cocktail, okay?
Easy.
So using Seagram's vodka, really great, really old school brand. It's like really phenomenal, clean, awesome, easy. We're gonna use 1 whole shot glass full and pour it in. So go ahead and do that.
I've never felt more emotionally fulfilled in my life.
He's like, I can do this. We're using Chirot, which is a really cool aloe liqueur that's made in California. So American-made brand. It's got a tad bit of sweetness to it. We're gonna fill up half our shot glass with that, and then we're gonna pour that in. So again, the proportion so far is like 1 full shot glass and 1 half shot glass. Another thing is that making cocktails, you don't need to always squeeze lemon juice ahead of time, but if you are gonna have lemons, there's really great little like hair caps, and you can find them at your stores, you can find them online, because if there's flies, your hands, you know. We're gonna squeeze 1 lemon into it. Look at you.
Look at those arms.
Whoa.
Happy Pride,
I feel
everyone.
bad for that lemon. It's getting crushed by Lucas.
Yeah, you crush them, my
Crush
man.
that lemon, boy.
Look that lemon up!
Little
Feel
Pellegrino.
that lemon.
Yeah, a little bit of soda
Sorry,
water
I'm
to
sorry,
top it
I'm
off.
Suck it.
All right, and we need the red, right?
Yes,
All
need the
right.
red.
All right, the red. So we're going to add some drops of Peychaud bitters on top, which is going to create a red layering effect. So dash it on top. There you go.
Why is Lucas wearing a shirt right now?
Just probably share.
Why is Pam wearing a shirt right now? She's wearing a dress.
Why? Yeah.
All right, so I think you need a fun straw, right? Something very red, white, and blue. And then, feel free to add
Pretty.
some really fun,
Look at this.
sparklers.
Guys, I do love America.
Get nuts. It's all about the decor.
I love what
When we
America
drink.
could be.
And now you have your own little July 4th cocktail.
Oh my God, cheers.
That is so pretty.
And you made it all by yourself.
I
in the
made it
glass.
all by myself. Let me try it.
Yes.
Wow.
no.
Okay. And not to mention also, because we love America too, can we just give a shout out to those flowers over there? Winston flowers.
He calls us his flowers.
We made drinks. We have flowers. Cheers.
Perfect day.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of
It's
July.
always a good day when Pam is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, enjoy. Drink.
Thank
be
you.
safe.
God
and,
bless America and God bless you, Pam.
God bless you.
I love you, Pam.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Again, thank you for coming, Pam. To learn more about Pam and her cocktails, head to Twitter and follow @PamelaWitzitzer for more information. And you can purchase your very own flower arrangements from Winston Flowers on winstonflowers.com. Thanks. I love you.
Well, guys, fans of AMC's Breaking Bad are elated with the possibility of a Walter White and Jesse Pinkman reunion following a cryptic tweet from both Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul. The actors posted a mysterious photo of 2 sepia-toned donkeys with the caption, "Soon."
Ooh, what a flirty post.
So
I don't know,
cryptic.
guys. Some donkeys are heading our way.
Yeah, I love that. I love when someone texts me a photo of donkeys and they go, soon.
Right.
Does
I'm
that
like,
happen
oh,
often?
what's gonna? Yeah, every night there's this one person who texts me these donkeys and says, soon.
You said you wouldn't bring it up.
Oh, sorry. I didn't say it was you. You blew our cover. Now we know.
So I'm assuming this might mean a drug mule.
Clever investigation right there.
No, could
My
it
tiny
be?
detective.
Yeah.
I fit.
That's what I call Allie at night. Sorry.
Is that a clip?
Yeah, I know. I have a really tiny, hard to find clip, but you did such a great job. my tiny detective.
My tiny detective.
You found my tiny detective.
Just 3 sips of whiskey and
Yeah,
I'm
I was
you
like-
guys know what happened last
I
night?
legit am just getting like the drunk smile too. I'm
Right.
just like,
Oh, Pam.
Oh,
Pam.
man.
Everlasting effect.
But in all seriousness, I was such a huge fan of Breaking Bad, and I've really been wanting my girlfriend to start it so that I could watch it with her. And I noticed recently Jodie Comer posted on Instagram that she just recently started watching Breaking Bad last
Aw.
night.
Yeah.
She's
Wow.
obsessed with it, and it's just one of those shows that like you should watch it if you haven't. And I'm so excited for like the potential for like a new story from these two.
yeah, I'm just curious though, because Walter White
Oh my
died
God. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
at the end of Breaking Bad. So some people are like, oh, this is alluding to a Breaking Bad movie, but without Walter White, I just don't know what that
Well,
would look
that's.
like.
I think a
forgot.
while ago
Yeah.
there have been rumors of a Breaking Bad feature on Netflix or whatever, but and it will be a sequel, which means Walter White can't be in it. But maybe flashbacks, maybe he's the
Yeah.
dream sequence, maybe there's other ways that Bryan Cranston could be involved with this film. But
Yeah,
if
like
it's-
Big Little Lies.
Yes.
Alexander Skarsgård shot all the extra footage, but it's
Right.
all just in the
That's
form
true.
of like, you know, really bad flashbacks.
But yeah, I know. I hate flashbacks.
That's
Are
the
we
thing.
sure he's dead though?
Yeah,
Walter White? Yeah.
he's dead.
No,
Well,
but
some people on the internet are saying he maybe wasn't dead, and that
lots
we
of
projected
times you
that.
think people die and they don't.
Yeah,
I guess the
can't
last
tell
thing
you
was
how many
just his face,
times
right?
I've buried a person, and then I see them on the train the next morning, and they're like, "I'm still here, bitch." And I'm like, "Fuck!"
It happens.
Yeah.
They
thought you were
might not be dead.
Yeah.
TV and movies have a good way of doing that.
Well,
little
Tony-
magic, little
Tony
magic.
Soprano's
Yeah.
the
The only
big
thing
one.
I can think of is like
you never
a
see him get shot.
prequel, but then that would be a lot less interesting also. But they
Yeah.
did Better Call
Yeah,
Saul,
that's
which was
the
a prequel.
prequel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just interesting. I don't know what path they're going to go down, but these writers are genius. Obviously, they've created these worlds.
Right.
So I'm
well,
sure
that's the
it'll
thing. And then when they was Ali and I were just having a side conversation when there were rumors of the Sopranos movie. I mean, it's, I think, clear he dies. Like the way the camera.
Wait, I don't
But that's
think that
a
at all.
prequel.
Well, that one's really open to an interpretation.
the finale. So basically.
But in the end of Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
you see him get gunned down.
yeah, you don't. Right.
At the end of The Sopranos,
And he has
Tony is
terminal
sitting in a diner.
What
Yeah,
about?
but didn't
but
50
can I
Cent
explain?
get
Yeah,
gunned down
wait,
and
Wait,
he's
can I
still
explain?
alive?
So there's
Like-
two instances in The Sopranos when they ask Tony, "What do you think happens when
He
you
got
die?"
shot in the face.
50. Look,
We really want you two to listen to this.
sorry, we're talking about 50
No, but
Cent.
you started this off by saying Allie and I were having a side conversation, and there I was like, "Split the check. See
Split
you
the
later."
check.
Do you
We're
remember
talking
that
about
time
50 Cent.
got shot and
9
he survived?
times.
9
And
times
he
and
lived, y'all.
I
He
wanna-
Bryan
lived.
Cranston is a stronger guy than 50 Cent.
True. He's a great
Although
actor.
Walter White also had
Tell me
terminal
later.
cancer.
Yeah,
So.
but cancer, I don't know. Is it real?
Yeah, Bryan Cranston though is an example of an actor who's able to move on past his legendary show. I mean, now he was on Broadway on the network. He's done
Yeah.
countless movies and shows. So he's someone
He
that
was in Power Rangers.
he was. Yes, who
Guys,
could forget?
he was in Power Rangers.
Split the check. I don't think so.
Yeah, he was. He was the guy. What's the name of the guy who is the face that's like blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
That guy, he plays that in the new Power Rangers
I don't
that
know
has
that.
Naomi Watts and
I
Decker
love
Montgomery.
Naomi Watts.
Yeah. Oh wait, wrong person.
Yeah.
Naomi Scott. My bad.
Yeah.
I hate Naomi
My
Scott.
bad. Oh no, I
How
love
dare
her.
you?
Naomi Scott's in the new Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
Right.
And have you guys seen the Charlie's Angels trailer yet? Kristen Stewart. She's a god, man. Let's worship
God
Kristen
damn it, we
Stewart.
were both screaming and it was just on you.
They really could have cut it back
That
and
was
forth. In rehearsal, like, yeah. Charlie's Angels. Oh, I love him so much. I just want to cry.
Guys, we're so drunk right now.
It's amazing.
Yeah, when we pull us backstage and they're like, you guys need to do better work, we'll be like, blame it on Pam.
Yeah.
But speaking of Kristen Stewart and reuniting people with their former castmates, Robert Pattinson and her, right? That would be a fun if they did a movie together.
If they're in these new franchises, she's in Charlie's Angels and he's gonna be the new Batman. What if we cross over? Batman shows up, chills with Charlie's Angels. That's a reunion I want to see. Not in a sexual way. I don't ship them. They're just great friends.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Are they friends again?
I think they always stayed friends.
Really? Because I feel like she really embarrassed him.
Oh, he forgave her.
Oh.
Yeah, but you know who didn't forgive her? The president. Because he
Ooh.
tweeted about that.
Wait, what did he tweet?
Donald Trump tweeted that Patrick
Oh,
should
yeah.
never forgive Kristen Stewart, that she's.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Congrats, America. Cheers!
Yeah. Oh, the president was tweeting about Twilight.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like,
Shannon's like,
I might as well be president.
You honestly, you'd be better on.
I know I would. I really would. And I just wanted to say I wasn't there last night, but I'll be there tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Shannon will be at the second night of Democratic debate.
Yeah.
Please watch her square off against Bernie Sanders. It will be.
Shannon against Bernie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I'm
will.
excited.
Who are you gonna choose? I just gave you free whiskey, so you
Yeah.
can vote for me.
He's gonna give you free college or free whiskey? Come
yeah.
on.
Come on.
Easy choice.
He's not gonna. Whatever.
Okay.
Well, guys, CBS This Morning host Gayle King sat down with Instagram head Anda Mosseri to ask whether the social media app documents users' conversations to tailor ads. Take a look.
Can you help me understand how I can be having a private conversation with someone about something I'm interested in seeing or buying, and an advertisement for that will pop up on my Instagram feed? I haven't searched for it. I haven't talked to anybody about it. I swear I think you guys are listening. I know you're going to say you're not.
I get this question all the time.
But then tell me how it happens. How does it happen?
I got it the other day because someone said, I was talking to my friend.
Yes.
And I didn't even have my phone near me.
That was me.
And then I got the ad.
That was me.
There's two ways that can happen. One is dumb luck, which can happen. The second is...
Repeatedly, but go ahead.
Repeatedly. The second is you might be talking about something because it's top of mind because you've been interacting with that type of content more recently. So maybe you're really into food and restaurants.
Yeah.
You saw a restaurant on Facebook or on Instagram, you maybe liked the thing, it's top of mind, maybe that's subconscious, and then it bubbles up later.
I don't believe a word out of that Justin Theroux's knockoff mouth.
I don't even like, I know
not
you guys
true.
are saying that it's Justin Theroux's lookalike, but nasty, but I don't even want to link Justin Theroux to this.
I know.
Justin Theroux would never creep on us and use our little tiny secretive wishes
Yoga.
to throw ads on us.
But his creepy little brother would, and that's him.
I don't believe it. It's not dumb luck. How is it dumb luck? How is it dumb luck?
So I want to agree with all you guys because I feel like things happen to me too often. But I did read something, and that what he was saying basically, like, Facebook links up, which we've discovered from politics and from pop culture, whatever. They link up with apps, other apps, and websites you search and things you search on Facebook and Instagram, and that all becomes sort of the ads that start being posted on your Instagram.
I don't know. You
So
know what?
because
I don't
maybe
wanna
that
be-
one time you checked out that yoga thing that got linked up with Facebook.
No.
I'm just telling you what I read. The Today Show did something about this a year ago, and they confirmed the mics don't work. But
No, I seriously will find myself in a tiny dark room all by myself, and I'll just say,
Yes, she will.
I remember hammocks to myself in a whisper. Not even actually, it's just like a mental whisper. And then I go, my phone's 2 rooms over, and I go open up my phone, put in the passcode. You know what it is.
I know what it is.
You all know what it is. My tiny detective knows what it is. And then, oh, bloop, bloop. Oh, hey girl, you been thinking about hammocks? And I'm like, what? Yeah, I was. That's rude. That's horrible.
well, we know that Alexas have been known to listen and then order things to
Alexas.
people.
Even the girls I went to middle school with named Alexa were such little snitches.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
It's on brand for the name.
But we got to be real. He's not going to sit up there and be like, oh, yes, we are definitely listening to you, and that's informing the algorithm, and we're stealing all of your personal... Like, he can't say what they're really doing.
But if he did that, I would stand. I love honesty. And if he was like, hey, man, I'm fucking stealing your thoughts, listening to your conversations, I'm going to out you. I know you don't like Becky, and Becky, you're trying to murder her, and I'm going to call the cops. I'd be like, wow, you know what? Rude, but I stand.
We stand an honest man.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I have to say, though, I will never trust any of these apps ever since Mark Zuckerberg did that interview about a decade back, and they took a photo of him with his laptop, and he had a little piece of black duct tape over the microphone and the camera lens on his computer.
Right.
Mark Zuckerberg had that.
Yeah.
You know something's going down. Why would he cover his camera and microphone? Because he knows people are listening and he doesn't want to be listened to.
And I do that too, and I know they're always watching me, so you know what I always do? Put my beehole directly over the cam.
Every night.
I'm like, you want to watch it? You want to watch? Now you're going to see what I ate for dinner.
And
I'm
you-
spread up, and I'm like, take this, Facebook! Eat my ass!
And then San Francisco's like, God damn it,
They're like,
shit.
oh, God, Jesus, it's not every night.
Every time they check it, like, maybe we'll get to see what her room actually looks like. Nope, it's just a butthole. God damn it.
Every single night.
Again, we got
Charlie's
Coffee's anus on the cam.
No, they just hear the Charlie's Angels trailer in the background and just see your butt.
Not the whole trailer, just Kristen Stewart's voice at the
Kristen
end.
Stewart.
Not the whole thing,
Her
just
voice at the end.
But I think
so
that's a really
good.
good act of rebellion.
Right.
So if you want to get back at the man, follow Shannon's footsteps.
Spread your ass to get back at the man.
Spread your ass on the cam.
You know, or we could break up Facebook, like Elizabeth Warren wants to do.
Wait, she wants to break up Facebook for sure?
Some
Did
of the
she bring
policies.
that up yesterday?
Well, she's brought up Facebook, Amazon. Facebook's huge. I mean, Facebook
Elizabeth
is.
Warren's my friend on Facebook.
What?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What? Hello?
Wow.
What? Are you kidding me? Okay, Facebook did something right.
Yeah. And she always is poking me.
Stop it. Okay, shut the fuck up.
Wow, you're getting around a lot.
I-
No, she pokes me all the time. And I'm like, stop. It's like my 100th poke from her.
I want her on the show, you guys.
I want her on the show.
It'd be so good.
I hope
she's
she's
listening.
home now just sitting on that camera's face.
Just the sad thing is they just keep on tuning in, you know?
Right.
That's
Yeah,
the real
they
sad
haven't
part.
learned their lesson. Do they like it now? I mean,
I think
I
they
don't
like
know.
it.
I don't know.
They jerk
It's
off to it.
troubling.
Okay.
I wish we had more freedom, but you know what? The man still got us. In other news, brewing company Vera Moretti is creating a free deliver-a-nonna service where an Italian grandma can come to your home and cook for you. UK residents can reserve a nonna to visit them this July.
This is wonderful. This is wonderful. This is happening in the UK, and basically, a nonna, an Italian grandmother, will come to your house and cook a 3-course meal and teach you the recipes and little secrets. As someone with an Italian grandmother, she's not a traditional Italian grandmother. She's kind of a sassy, more of a Lucille Bluth type of grandma, but makes a killer lasagna because every Italian grandmother knows how to make a lasagna. This is awesome. I would love for everyone in the world to share in on the Nonna Italian grandmother experience. They're sassy, they're smart, and they can cook a crazy meal, and God love them.
Fun. I wonder how much it costs.
No, it's free.
Wait, what?
No.
Yeah, I know they're offering it like as a free service with their.
Yeah. I think when you have to get the food.
Oh, you get, right, exactly.
She's free. You don't pay for her service. So you pay for the food and it's part of the brewing company thing, but like you don't pay for her.
She gets paid. She gets paid in hugs and like pictures of the grandkids.
I'm sure you would tip her if you want.
Yeah.
I really wish there was a service for Deliver-a-Dad.
Wait, but your dad's so
You have a dad.
You don't have daddy issues. I'm the one with daddy issues.
Me too.
My dad left for groceries.
We have daddy issues.
My dad left for groceries 20 years ago and never came back.
Deliver a dad. You could start that.
You could start that.
Well, at least
got a
he's
whole
still
different-
alive.
No, that's like you deliver a dad and he throws a ball with you, tells you he's proud of you.
Just wish my dad would come back without the drinking.
Oh my God, Allie!
Man, I thought I was gonna be sad when I was gonna say that all my grandmas are dead, and now I want to rent a grandma.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because it's so nice to have a
stepped on
wrinkly
the
ass
bit.
old lady come over and just hug you and say I care about you.
Right.
Oh, that sounds so sweet.
I was gonna say, I
wise
would
and
be
shit.
in it less for learning how to cook the food because I'm never gonna make it on my own, and more for the love of the grandma and the hugs that I know she's gonna give me.
Oh, they smell so good.
Yeah.
You know, like babies smell really good because they're all fresh and shit, and then grandmas smell extra good because they're all wise and shit.
Yeah.
Turn to that sweet
Wise
smell.
smells good.
Yeah.
It does. You're like, oh, the knowledge in this. I just want to crack you open.
I mean, it
Grandma.
kind of smells like,
Damn.
it kind of
rip
smells
this
like
grandma open.
mint and Bengay, but like good.
My grandma, I have to say, my grandma used to work at Bath and Body Works in the Florida mall, in one mall in Florida, and she would always get those products for sale. The body products, and she always smelled like coconuts, and I thought she smelled so good, and I would tell my friends in school, I'd be like, oh, you smell like my grandma, and they'd be like, well, and I'd be like, no, my grandma smells dope, you know?
Sarah, one of our producers downstairs in the basement right now, always tells me I smell like your grandma, and she's always hugging me, and I'm like, I love you. I'm not your grandma, but I'm really complimented.
Yeah.
Sarah, shout out from your new grandma.
And I have to say, this is pretty cool. I mean, my grandma loved her to death. She actually can't cook. She's not a good cook.
Oh, no.
But what she did teach me
Cancel her.
is one time we had people over and she wanted to make a lasagna, so she got a big Stouffer's lasagna from the frozen section.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then she grated fresh mutts on top.
Well played.
Mutts. You called it mutts.
I know, I was just throwing that in for you.
Yeah.
And then she was like, look, I made this. And everyone was like, this is delicious. This is amazing.
Yeah,
And,
that's
she was like, and she winked. It was like, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Right.
I think a lot of different restaurants and cuisines should adopt this because soul food, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced really good soul food made by a black grandma, but it is also a really loving experience. They spend time in the kitchen, they give you lots of kisses, and then you get like amazing baked macaroni and cheese at the end of it. And I would love to do this. Like I'm already thinking of like a restaurant where I could like send out black grandmas to just like love
Oh
on
my
and
God,
feed
I would
people.
die.
Yeah.
Are you
would love
serious?
that. Yeah.
Those are some of my best memories in my grandma's
Any
house.
restaurant that has any sort of like Nonna's gnocchi or grandma whatever's soup or whatever, I'm like, this is a real restaurant.
Dad's
This
specialty.
is great. Oh. Wait, is there a business?
Dad's approval.
Is there
And then a guy comes out and goes like, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud.
Just walks away.
Good job,
Hey, I'm
kid.
proud of you.
Is there a business for Puerto Rican grandmas to
let her
come
go.
out and
Yes.
just like hit you with the la chancla?
Right.
Yes.
What's
Like-
that chocolate?
It's like the sandal, like old like Puerto Rican grandmas just like always want to beat you with a sandal, and you're
I'll do
like,
it.
oh, thank you. Ay, no, abuelita, no. Like I always like my grandma always wanted to hit me with la chancla, and I was like, bitch, you can't get me. I'm so fat.
You're like, catch me, catch me.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Grandmas are the best.
My
Grandmas are
dad
so
used
the
to
best.
hit me with his belt.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And now it's time for today's guest. Myka Meier is an etiquette expert and consultant, having opened her own business, Beaumont Etiquette. Today, Myka's here to talk about her partnership with Venmo and to teach us the correct etiquette to use on the mobile payment service. Everyone, please give a warm Bill Brunch welcome to Myka Meier.
If you would like some
Yeah,
drink,
we can.
we can.
Some alcohol if you want some.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's very strong.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is it?
It's an old fashioned in a can.
It's so good.
So it's
Well,
whiskey
that's
in a
clever.
can.
Yeah, isn't it?
Have fun.
Okay.
You
Take
have to
a
pull
beat.
that little tab
Oh,
off. It's a
Yeah,
whole
it's a little
Our
confusing.
friend Pam Witzenser came in and gave us some tips.
Yeah.
Oh my
Cheers.
goodness.
4th of July.
And then straight from the can.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
We'll do a little cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to the
Thanks
table.
for being here.
Cheers.
So much. Thank you for having me.
Thanks
Cheers.
for joining us.
Cheers. All right.
Oh yeah. You drink one of these, you're lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it burns.
After one of
it's
these,
good.
you'll go on Venmo and you'll just start
It's good,
requesting
yes.
cash from everyone.
Everyone.
I exist, baby.
Yes.
So speaking about Venmo, tell us about your new partnership with Venmo as well as how you got involved in Venmo etiquette.
Sure. So, I mean, I think it's all about, you know, there's so many conversations that happen around what do? You know, what is the correct, you know, way to communicate with other Venmo users? And these conversations kept coming up, and so then they kind of they decided to ask the Venmo community, what do you actually think about these things? Let's hear it from them. And so then I worked with Venmo to kind of take those results, and to be perfectly honest, I agreed with every single thing that came out in the survey. They were spot on.
Yeah.
It was really, I mean, they really, it's not surprising. I think you'll agree, but even dating etiquette, dining, what do you do if somebody owes you money? Can you remind them? How often can you remind them?
That's the thing. It gets really
Venmo,
dicey.
you remind them once, right?
So yes, I always say, you know, first time, a couple days, definitely. Everybody expects it. You know, we're all busy. It's okay to remind. Definitely use the remind function. That's why it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And why do you think having a list of Venmo etiquette tips is important for users?
I think because people just have questions. They're just not sure. So I think now that there's a collective group of people who use the app who said, you know, here's what we think. Now it's, if people feel like a little bit safer knowing that, you know, okay, this is maybe what everyone else thinks, so then I must be in the realm of, you know, doing the right thing when I'm using the app. Yeah.
Right. And how did you get started in being an etiquette expert?
Do you know, it actually came out of insecurity. It was, I'm from Florida originally, and then I moved to London. And then suddenly, I was the only American working with 120 other British and European people,
Right.
and I was like, wait, there's an actual way you hold your silverware?
Right.
And there's an actual way you hold a glass? And so I went to my first etiquette class, and then word kind of spread, and the expat community was like, Myka, we heard you're doing these little like classes. Can we get in on this?
really
And then I
cool.
started teaching it in London, and then we moved the company to New York.
Well, I mean, I watched The Crown, so I know how classy the British people
He
are.
was almost the Pope.
I was, yeah, it's a long
Almost.
story. A long
Amazing.
story. But you trained in London, and you actually are a former member of the royal household of Her Majesty the Queen, right?
Well, my trainer
Your trainer was under
worked
that
in
person.
Buckingham Palace. Exactly. So very, very formal. But hopefully you see, even though my education
Yeah.
is formal, I teach in a very informal way because it just doesn't work here otherwise, right? And it's about making it relatable and modern again, and otherwise people just won't use it.
Yeah.
Right.
No?
So, tell us about Beaumont etiquette, and like you just said, like you're bringing a fresh and kind of modern perspective, which I think is really important because people like us, we're just like etiquette, boo! Like we don't want, we're
Animals.
Exactly.
we're animals. People are barbarians. So how do you,
Yeah.
like, you know, to the millennial Gen Z, how do you make etiquette? I mean, start like cool.
Yeah. I think, you know what, all it is, I say, think about everything you ever thought about etiquette and then erase it, and then just remember this one thing. So etiquette is just about kindness and respect for everyone around.
Oh my God.
That's it.
That's beautiful.
I love that.
That's it.
If everyone thought that way, the world would just be
Right?
healed. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So I feel like there, you know, like if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If, you know, it's
Right.
just, we learn how to, you know, dress and present ourselves and posture, whatever it is, but it's because you want to make the other people around you feel important and good.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, that's a really sweet way
So,
of
like,
thinking about it.
And that's how I teach it. I wear white year round, you know, all these rules that people say, I'm like, I throw them out the door. It's just about respect and do what makes you feel good and what helps other people feel good.
I love
That's
that.
So you're saying I can wear white pants in the winter?
100%.
Okay, thank you
It's
so
winter white, fall white, spring white, whatever you want to call it. Yes. New rules.
I also love mixing black and navy blue.
Oh, I do that all the time.
I do it all the time.
I do
no
that
rules.
too, actually.
There's no
Modern.
rules in fashion.
It looks great. Whatever you feel good in.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a big faux
That's a
pas.
thing.
I've done that recently, and I was like, okay, it works, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't totally get that one.
If you feel good in it.
It's got to be the right shade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back to Venmo etiquette, though. Let's get into it a little bit. There is something called the 48-hour cycle. Like, what is that whole thing?
Okay, so really what that's about is if you owe someone money,
Yeah.
then we say kind of well, the Venmo community actually were the ones that said this, and I do agree, that within 24 hours of when that person asks, you should really pay them back if you can.
Yeah.
Now, if you can't, if there's any circumstance why you can't, then you just let that person know. It's just about, it's opening the line of communication so people know.
Right.
So then they're not like, where's my money? Right?
Right.
It's just about being fluid in that way. So that's kind of the cycle. And then also just think about when you're at a restaurant and someone often takes the bill, right? Some restaurants don't want 10 cards and one person takes the bill. We always kind of, I kind of agree that in that moment, right then and there, if it's an informal restaurant, just take out your phone and just Venmo right there, right?
Yeah,
and if it's a formal restaurant and it's kind of a no phone environment, then as soon as you leave, then in the car, on the way home, whatever it is, exactly.
Venmo makes it so easy.
Yeah.
So easy.
But if you forget that 48 hours is sort of where that other person should then nudge you, that's kind of the window for you reminding people to pay you?
You know, I think what the community said was kind of within 4 days, send that reminder, because people kind of need a few days, maybe they're busy, they forget, and then after that, I think that's the safety zone.
But what should you do? Because I've had someone ignore. And I didn't press because I was like, this wasn't a close friend. This person got mad at me because I didn't go home with them at the end of the night and they owed me money and ignored it.
Oh no.
So I didn't know what to do because I didn't know this person very well. Should I have reminded them like, you owe me this money?
And this was a date?
No.
No,
Is
this
it
was
one
just
of
a friend.
us?
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
No,
If I
at
owe
this
you money,
table.
I was like, please tell me if I owe you money.
Not someone I've seen since. I haven't seen them since.
You know,
Is it a
and
lot of money?
I think you can remind, and then if you know you're using that app function and it's still not working, I think
Call the police.
a text,
Yeah.
a text, and if that doesn't work, you know,
That's okay.
Then maybe that person's not in your friend circle anymore, right? It's time to trim the fat on that friendship.
Right.
You're like, oop, yeah.
And tell us about the no surprises rule.
Oh, okay. So essentially, if you think about this week, everyone's going to 4th of July. I'm doing a share, like a house share, right? We're traveling, bachelor party. Then there should be no surprises so that you don't get like a sudden pop-up asking you for money that you didn't know you owed.
Oh my God,
So
I
it's like
hate that.
agreeing on something
Right.
ahead of time. So if we're all sharing a house, let's discuss the budget ahead of time so there's no surprises. So I don't get a Venmo amount that I was like shocked to get or that I didn't even expect.
I went to a party one time, and the day after, I got a text being like, hey, we bought some beer last night. If you guys want to just throw us a Venmo. I was like, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you invited us. You didn't
The
ask
word
us to bring
if
anything.
allows me to check the F out.
Yeah, or just
I'm like, I'm out. See you later.
set it up beforehand. No surprises.
No surprises.
I agree.
like
So that's kind of the safety kind of net there that I completely agree with.
Yeah.
But
I have a really funny situation where my friend, I'm just gonna put him on blast, Dom Manzalillo, he was on a date with this woman, and it was very clear, it was their first date, it was very clear it was like going downhill fast.
Oof.
There was no connection.
Right.
But she took this as an opportunity to just order more and more drinks and more food. She ordered like lobster and all this stuff, and he was kind of sweating over here being like, oh no, like what's gonna happen?
Oh,
And
that's
at the end of the night,
awful.
he made a joke about splitting it, and she kind of stayed quiet, so he paid the check. But then, like, afterwards, he was really upset about, like, the way she was, like, treating him. So he Venmo requested half of the bill.
Sure.
And she was really pissed. And I get it, but she, like, spread his number all over the, like, internet. And so she had, like, people texting him being like, don't mention Amanda ever again, you trash hole. So what do you think about that? Hey, where does that fall in the Venmo etiquette?
I think, you know, that was not a respectful thing for her to do.
Right.
You know, but I think I would say how to address bad etiquette is not to, you know, it's like bad etiquette to address bad etiquette too. So on both
God,
sides.
double
Too
whammy.
wrong.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
no surprises, right? So he surprised
But
her.
he
That's not-
surprised
Yeah,
her.
no surprises.
He surprised her.
do you think
So
Venmo is making it easier for people to talk about money? I feel like with money,
gosh.
it's hard. I never get nervous about it. I'm very willing, like, this is how much it costs,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
People get very, like, I don't want to talk about
This
it.
is like, I'm very rich.
No.
Well, no, it's
And the
true.
Hamptons, we don't even
talked
care.
about
We just
money.
throw our money out.
Yeah.
What's money?
It's what's money, but I feel like Venmo is kind of helping. Like, it's just like, oh, here's the price, we'll split it. Like, you know, you think are you seeing that with etiquette and way people are talking?
100%. It just, Venmo makes it easier for people to discuss money.
Right.
Definitely. There's always been this stigma about talking about money or asking for money or sending or receiving or whatever it is. Now it's just normal,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I
It's
have
just-
to say that as a comedian, Venmo really improved and changed my life because we would always have to, like, in a sketch group or an improv group, hire spaces and coaches.
Right.
And it would be like one person was in charge of all that, and then it was so much easier easier when Venmo came through because you didn't have to be like, oh, I don't have cash. You'd be like, bitch, I got the app.
Yeah.
Like, send me my money. You're not here as a freeloader. We're all paying the equal. So it's so great. But as a person who is a comedian, and all my friends are comedian, in the description, a lot of people will not put what it's for, and they'll be like, LOL, nipple squeezing. So what do you think about the use of emojis or jokes in the description?
Well, yes, use caution there, because actually 2 to 3 times, kind of a large percentage of people check the social feed of the Venmo app. So, and sometimes not even just because they're paying or receiving, they're just, what's going on? What's, you know, what's she up to? So be very conscious of that.
I set it to private.
Exactly. You can always set your function, the functionality to private.
Yeah. But a lot of people like just keep it on public. It's automatically on public. And I actually found out that the boy that I babysit, he's been seeing other babysitters, and I was crushed. I was crushed because I thought me and this kid were so close, and I went to see his mother, and I saw like it was like, oh, fun time with blank his name. I'm not gonna shout him out. I love him, but I was like crushed, and I was like, she's been hiring other babysitters, and I'm free.
Oh no, I'm available.
That is
I'm free.
There you go.
One last question before we have a fun game. So my mom, and I know a lot of people a little older than us at the couch, actually are like a little nervous to download Venmo because it links to their bank account, and they're like, I don't want to lose money. And I've actually heard some instances of people being like, my Venmo got hacked and I lost money. I don't know the true story, but what do you say about people worried about the security of an app like Venmo where you're connected to your bank account?
You know, I think it's very safe. There's, the Venmo team is super on it. They do everything in their power to protect all of the users. So I think that's, if anything ever happens, you just make sure that you alert your bank. I think it's it is of course something that you could be concerned about, but then the Venmo community and the Venmo team is on it.
They have.
I also remind people that on your phone, you should set it that when you open the app, you have to do security. Yes. So either punching in a code or using your fingerprint. So that way, if your phone gets stolen, people can't.
That's happened to my friend.
Super important.
Venmo was open. Venmo, the app is so safe. If you leave it open,
but
unlocked, and your phone gets stolen, that's the problem, not the app. It's more if someone gets on your phone.
That's exactly right. It's not the app. It's making sure that your phone is secure.
Yeah.
I even have like an authenticator on mine. Do you know that part? The Google Authenticator or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So people have to go through 2 modes to get.
By that time, it was chuck the phone.
Right? That's what they're
not worth it.
Who is this?
Since you're the etiquette expert, and before you leave, we wanted to play a game with you. So we know you have some statistics, I believe, on hand that you're going to quiz us on.
I do.
And we're going to try and sort of give our answer. Lucas doesn't have a whiteboard. There might be one behind you.
No.
Look under the table.
Oh, it's behind your pillow.
Got it.
He did not listen to the instructions.
He did not listen today. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you questions and let me know, show everybody what you think the answer will be. Okay, first question. What % of Venmo users say it's more stressful to owe someone money than to be owed?
More stressful to owe
More stressful to owe than to be owed. Okay, 60%, 47%, 75%, 30%. The answer is 65%.
Yeah.
Very close. 65%
Okay, but I was kind of in
users
that range.
say it's
Are you
more
serious?
stressful. Yes. Okay, question number 2. After a group meal, what % of users think it's appropriate to pay the person who covered the check immediately instead of waiting until later?
God, I mean, I hope it's 100. Probably 5 people.
Okay, we've got 90, 85, 80, and 80. So it's 42%.
What? Oh,
Trash ass people. Actually, Venmo should be exclusive to people who say 90%.
Yeah.
42%.
Come on.
Yeah, okay.
This is why we don't deserve nice things.
Okay, I've got one more, which I think is probably going to be the most interesting for us today. So question 3, what % of users surveyed don't think it's appropriate to Venmo request someone for a bill after you've asked them out on a date?
Oh, wait, say that again?
So your friend, exactly what happened to your
Exactly
friend.
what happened to your friend.
What % of users surveyed don't think it's appropriate to Venmo request someone for the bill after you've asked them out on a date?
Ooh, God, this is hard.
This is hard.
I bet
you know
it's
what?
not
I'm
what you
gonna-
think.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dom.
I'm gonna go.
Okay,
I'm gonna
55%,
I'm gonna be low.
Okay, 35%. It is, the answer is 66%.
Okay.
Okay.
66%.
Okay.
Yes.
66% think you shouldn't do that.
Right.
should,
No,
yeah.
6 of users
That's
as surveyed don't think it's appropriate to Venmo request someone.
Yeah,
So the majority.
they're right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I agree with them.
No surprises.
Right. No surprises. The feet.
This
We
is
learned so much
incredible.
Well, thank you for having
Shannon.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, a penis and a butt, we go together. Sorry, it's Pride Month, people.
Guys, she's an etiquette lady.
Happy
Yeah.
Pride. Happy Pride. No.
Happy Pride. Thank you so
An
much.
etiquette expert. She's not just an etiquette lady.
Yeah.
Remember, all about Pride too. It's all about respecting other people and
Yes.
everybody.
There you go.
So this is like
Right.
such a celebratory month,
You're the
especially
best.
for etiquette.
And I will
Right.
definitely be
I hope you feel
Venmoing people.
respected.
I did. I
We
love
didn't
you
mean
all.
to disrespect. We're just
Yeah.
chill.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're just.
I'm nervous
Yeah.
now.
Please
I
don't be.
really like
Yes.
you. I hope you come back.
Yeah,
I
we
think
love
you. all
you.
are
Yeah.
so fun. Thank you so much for having
Myka,
me.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Learn more about her etiquette tips. Follow her on Myka Meier on social media platforms. That's all from us. We'll see you all tomorrow, same time, same table. Woo!